I need you to feel me on this. Leadership ain't about a title. It ain't about power. And it sure ain't about being in charge just for the sake of it. Leadership isn't about impact. It's about serving. It's about lifting others up. It's about being the example when everybody else is waiting for someone else to step up. See, too many people want the position, but they don't want the responsibility. They want the recognition, but they don't want the sacrifice. But real leaders, they don't wait for permission. They show up, they grind, and they inspire others to do the same. So today, I'm talking to the leaders in this room, the ones ready to take ownership, the ones ready to stop making excuses and start making a difference. Are y'all ready? Leadership is often misunderstood as a position of power, authority, or status. Many people believe that being a leader means having control over others, giving orders, and enjoying the privileges that come with the title. However, true leadership is not about sitting at the top and expecting others to follow blindly. It is about service, about putting others before yourself, and about creating an environment where people can grow, thrive, and succeed. The greatest leaders in history were not those who demanded respect, but those who earned it by serving the people they led. They understood that leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. A leader's primary responsibility is to serve. This means putting the needs of your team, organization, or community above personal gain. It means stepping up when times are tough and making sacrifices for the greater good. When a leader prioritizes service, they create trust, loyalty, and a sense of purpose among their followers. People are more likely to follow someone who genuinely cares about their well-being, development, and success rather than someone who is only interested in their own achievements. Leadership that focuses on service builds stronger teams, fosters collaboration, and brings out the best in others. One of the most important aspects of serving as a leader is leading by example. People don't just listen to what a leader says. They watch what a leader does. If a leader expects hard work, dedication, and integrity from their team, they must first demonstrate those qualities themselves. A leader who serves is willing to do the work, to get in the trenches with their team, and to show that no task is beneath them. This kind of leadership earns respect and inspires people to go the extra mile because they see their leader doing the same. Leaders who serve set the standard for excellence and commitment, making it easier for others to follow. Another key aspect of leadership as service is the ability to listen. Too many people in leadership positions believe they have all the answers and fail to take the time to understand the concerns, struggles, and ideas of those they lead. A true leader listens more than they speak. They value the input of their team and create an environment where people feel heard and respected. When leaders genuinely listen, they gain insight into the needs of their team and can make better decisions that benefit everyone. Listening is not a passive act. It requires humility, patience, and a willingness to learn from others. Service-driven leadership also means empowering others. A leader is not meant to be the only strong person in the room. The best leaders lift others up, help them develop their skills, and give them opportunities to succeed. They do not hoard power or keep people dependent on them. Instead, they build other leaders. This requires trust, encouragement, and a commitment to seeing others win. When a leader focuses on serving rather than controlling, they create a culture of growth where people feel valued and motivated to contribute their best efforts. One of the greatest challenges of leadership is making difficult decisions that may not always be popular. A leader who serves understands that doing the right thing is not always the easiest thing. They make choices that benefit the whole rather than just themselves. This might mean standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult. It might mean making sacrifices or taking responsibility for mistakes. True leadership requires a level of selflessness that many are willing to embrace. Leaders who prioritize service over status also understand the importance of emotional intelligence. They recognize that leadership is not just about tasks and goals, but about people. They are aware of the emotions, struggles, and aspirations of those they lead and use that awareness to guide their decisions and interactions. This level of empathy and understanding strengthens relationships, builds trust, and creates an environment where people feel supported. When people know that their leader genuinely cares about them, they are more willing to give their best effort and remain committed to the vision. In every industry, organization, or community, the most respected leaders are those who serve, whether in business, sports, politics, or social movements. History has shown that the individuals who create lasting impact are not those who chase status, but those who dedicate themselves to the people they lead. Leadership is not about being served. It is about serving. It is about making sacrifices, taking responsibility, and inspiring others to be their best. Those who understand this principle do not need to demand loyalty or respect. They earn it through their actions. Leadership is not about pointing fingers or blaming others when things go wrong. True leaders take full responsibility for their actions, their teams, and the results they produce. Ownership means stepping up even when circumstances are tough, even when mistakes happen, and even when others refuse to take accountability. A leader does not make excuses, they find solutions. They do not shift blame onto others. They look inward and ask what they can do better. This mindset separates those who lead from those who simply hold a position. Leadership is not about avoiding failure, but about owning the process, learning from setbacks, and continuously improving. When challenges arise, a leader does not look for someone else to solve the problem. They take charge and figure out what needs to be done. Instead of waiting for ideal conditions or hoping for things to change on their own, they act. Leaders understand that problems do not disappear by ignoring them or blaming others. They recognize that taking ownership means addressing issues head-on and making the necessary adjustments to move forward. This kind of mindset builds trust within a team or organization because people know their leader will not abandon them when times get tough. They see someone who is willing to take responsibility, adapt, and find solutions rather than making excuses or pointing fingers. Excuses are the enemy of progress. Many people fail to step into leadership because they constantly find reasons why something cannot be done. They blame their circumstances, their resources, or the people around them. But true leaders understand that while obstacles exist, they are not an excuse for inaction. Instead of focusing on what they lack, they focus on what they can control. They ask themselves what steps they can take right now to make a difference. This ability to push forward, despite the challenges, is what sets real leaders apart from those who simply wish for success, but do not take the necessary action to achieve it. Leadership is about finding a way. No matter what, there will always be reasons to quit, reasons to delay, and reasons to complain, but none of those things will lead to success. Those who take ownership refuse to let circumstances dictate their outcomes. They know that complaining solves nothing and that waiting for the perfect moment is a waste of time. Leaders act, they take initiative, they make things happen even when conditions are not ideal. They understand that success is built through persistence, problem solving, and a relentless commitment to getting things done. A leader who takes ownership also takes responsibility for their team's performance. They do not blame their employees, co-workers, or subordinates when things go wrong. Instead, they ask themselves how they can better support, guide, and develop those they lead. They understand that leadership is not about expecting perfection from others, but about creating an environment where people can grow and improve. This means providing guidance, training, and encouragement rather than looking for scapegoats when things do not go as planned. A strong leader builds up their team rather than tearing them down with blame. When mistakes happen, true leaders own them. They do not hide from their failures or try to cover them up. Instead, they acknowledge the mistake, analyze what went wrong, and use it as a learning experience. This level of honesty and accountability earns respect from others because people appreciate a leader who is willing to admit when they are wrong. Leaders who take ownership create a culture of accountability within their teams, encouraging others to also take responsibility for their actions. When people see their leader stepping up and owning mistakes, they are more likely to do the same, creating a stronger, more effective team. Taking ownership is also about personal growth. Leaders constantly evaluate themselves, looking for ways to improve their skills, mindset, and decision-making. They do not wait for others to push them to get better. They take the initiative to develop themselves. They read, learn, and seek mentorship because they know that leadership is a journey, not a destination. They do not rely on past achievements, but continue to push themselves to reach new levels. By committing to self-improvement, they set an example for those around them, proving that growth is a lifelong process. Leadership is not about what you say, it is about what you do. Words can be powerful, but actions are what truly inspire people to follow, to trust, and to commit. A leader can give the most motivational speeches, set high expectations, and demand excellence, but if their actions do not align with their words, those words mean nothing. People are always watching their leaders, observing how they respond to challenges, how they treat others, and how they carry themselves in both success and failure. The way a leader behaves sets the standard for everyone around them, and it is through their actions that they create real influence. When a leader consistently demonstrates hard work, discipline, and integrity, it naturally encourages those around them to do the same. A leader who expects dedication from their team must first show dedication in their own work. If they demand accountability, they must hold themselves accountable first. If they want people to be passionate, they need to bring passion into everything they do. Leadership is about embodying the values and principles that you want to see in others. People respect and follow those who walk the talk, not those who simply talk without action. One of the biggest mistakes a leader can make is saying one thing and doing another. When leaders fail to live up to their own standards, they lose credibility. If they tell their team to be on time but constantly show up late, people notice. If they talk about the importance of teamwork but do not support their own team members, people notice. If they promote honesty but are not truthful themselves, people notice. Hypocrisy destroys trust, and without trust, there is no leadership. People do not follow titles. They follow individuals who they believe in, Leaders inspire by doing the hard things that others shy away from. They take responsibility when mistakes happen. They put in extra effort when the situation demands it. They push forward when things get tough. This kind of leadership sends a message that nothing is beneath them and that success is built through action, not just words. When a leader is willing to do what they ask of others, it creates a culture of commitment and excellence. People feel motivated to step up, not because they are told to, but because they see their leader doing it first. A leader's actions also determine how they are perceived in moments of adversity. It is easy to talk about perseverance, patience, and resilience, but when challenges arise, actions reveal the truth. Do they remain calm and composed, or do they panic? Do they encourage their team and find solutions, or do they shift blame and make excuses? The way a leader handles pressure influences how their team responds. If a leader stays focused, the team stays focused. If a leader falls apart, so does the team. A leader's behavior in difficult moments carries more weight than anything they say. Consistency is key. It is not enough to act with integrity and discipline one day and abandon those principles the next. People trust leaders who are consistent in their behavior, who remain true to their values no matter the circumstances. A leader who only works hard when being watched is not a real leader. A leader who only shows kindness when it benefits them is not a real leader. People respect those who stand firm in their principles every day. In every situation, leadership is about setting the standard through action. If a leader wants a culture of respect, they must treat everyone with respect. If they want a team that works hard, they must show an unmatched work ethic. If they want to build a group that never gives up, they must demonstrate persistence in everything they do. People follow leaders who embody what they preach, not those who simply talk about it. The strongest leaders are those whose actions inspire others to rise, to push themselves, and to believe that success is possible. Leadership is not about staying comfortable. It is about embracing challenges and pushing beyond limits. Too many people want to lead, but only when it is easy. They want the rewards of leadership without the struggle, the respect without the responsibility, the title without the work. Real leadership is tested in moments of adversity, when things do not go as planned, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when quitting feels like the easiest option. It is in these moments that true leaders separate themselves from the rest by stepping up, finding solutions, and refusing to back down. Challenges are not barriers, they are opportunities. Every great leader understands that growth does not happen in comfort. Growth happens in struggle, in difficulty, in the moments when you are forced to dig deep and push beyond what you thought was possible. Leaders do not fear challenges, they welcome them. They see obstacles as a chance to improve, to strengthen their skills, and to prove their commitment to their vision. When others hesitate, leaders move forward. When others complain about difficulties, leaders look for ways to overcome them. This mindset is what allows great leaders to inspire those around them to do the same. One of the biggest reasons people fail to lead is because they choose comfort over growth. They avoid difficult conversations, tough decisions, and high-pressure situations because they do not want to deal with discomfort. But leadership is not about taking the easy path. It is about doing what needs to be done, even when it is hard. Leaders understand that avoiding challenges only makes things worse in the long run. Problems do not disappear when ignored, they grow. Leaders face them head-on, knowing that pushing through discomfort is the only way to create real progress. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of leadership. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of making the wrong decision. These fears hold people back from stepping into leadership roles and making an impact. But leaders do not let fear dictate their actions. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the journey. They take risks, knowing that every setback is a lesson, every mistake is an opportunity to learn, and every challenge is a stepping stone toward growth. They refuse to let fear keep them stuck in the same place while the world moves forward. Leaders do not wait for perfect conditions. They take action with what they have, where they are, and figure things out along the way. Too many people delay leadership because they think they are not ready, that they need more experience, more resources, or more confidence. But waiting for the right time is just another excuse to stay comfortable. Leaders step up now, knowing that confidence comes from action, not from waiting. They take the first step, then the next, and keep going. Even when things are uncertain, pressure is a privilege. The challenges that come with leadership are not burdens. They are opportunities to prove what you are capable of. Every great leader has faced moments when they could have given up, when the weight of responsibility felt overwhelming, and when the path forward was unclear. But instead of breaking under the pressure, they embraced it. They understood that the struggles they faced were shaping them into the leaders they were meant to be. The ability to handle pressure is what makes leaders stand out. While others crumble under stress, leaders use it as fuel to keep pushing forward. The difference between those who lead and those who follow is how they respond to challenges. Followers step back when things get hard. Leaders step up. Followers wait for someone else to fix the problem. Leaders take action. Followers look for excuses. Leaders look for solutions. This mindset is what separates good from great, average from exceptional. The willingness to embrace challenges, to lean into discomfort, and to push forward when others hesitate is what defines true leadership. Leadership is not about occasional bursts of effort. It is about discipline and consistency every single day. The best leaders are not the ones who show up only when they feel motivated or when things are easy. They are the ones who commit to their vision, their values, and their responsibilities no matter the circumstances. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps a leader moving forward even when they do not feel like it. True leadership requires showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed to the process, whether or not the results are immediately visible. Consistency is what builds trust. People do not follow leaders who are unpredictable, unreliable, or inconsistent. They follow those who set a standard and stick to it. A leader who is disciplined in their actions, words, and decisions creates stability within their team or organization. When people know what to expect from their leader, they feel secure, motivated, and ready to give their best effort. On the other hand, leaders who are inconsistent, who say one thing but do another, who change their approach based on how they feel that they lose the respect of those around them. Without discipline, leadership loses its foundation. Success in leadership is not about making big moves once in a while. It is about doing the right things over and over again. Small, daily habits determine long-term success. A leader who commits to continuous improvement, to learning, and to growing a little every day will always be ahead of those who only put in effort when it is convenient. Discipline means waking up early when others sleep in, preparing when others procrastinate and staying focused when others are distracted. It means putting in the work behind the scenes, even when no one is watching, knowing that the effort today will pay off tomorrow. Leaders who lack discipline make excuses. They blame circumstances, external factors, and other people for their lack of progress. But leaders who are truly disciplined do not waste time on excuses. They take control of what they can and work around what they cannot. They do not allow setbacks to stop them, and they do not let temporary failures shake their commitment. Discipline means doing what needs to be done regardless of the situation. It is the ability to stay focused, to push forward, and to remain committed, no matter the distractions or difficulties. One of the biggest tests of discipline in leadership is the ability to stay true to the mission, even when results are not immediate. Many people start strong, but give up too soon when they do not see quick success. They want instant gratification, but leadership does not work that way. Great leaders understand that consistency over time leads to breakthroughs. They continue leading with the same energy, passion, and commitment even when progress seems slow. They know that every small action, every disciplined choice, and every moment of perseverance is building something greater. Discipline also applies to decision-making. Leaders who make emotional, impulsive decisions often create instability. Strong leaders, however, stay disciplined in their thinking, ensuring that their choices align with their values, vision, and long-term goals. They do not let temporary emotions dictate their actions. They take the time to think critically, analyze situations, and make choices that benefit their team and mission in the long run. This level of discipline in decision-making sets apart great leaders from those who simply react to their surroundings without strategy or purpose. Another critical aspect of discipline in leadership is accountability. Disciplined leaders hold themselves to high standards and do not cut corners. They do not allow themselves to slack off or make compromises that go against their values. They lead with integrity, making sure their actions align with their principles at all times. They take responsibility for their actions, admit mistakes when necessary, and constantly strive to improve. This level of self-discipline creates a culture of excellence where others are inspired to follow suit. The best leaders do not rely on motivation because they know motivation is temporary. They rely on habits, routines, and discipline to keep them moving forward. Even on the hard days, they do not wait until they feel like leading. They lead regardless of how they feel. They do not wait for external validation. They stay committed to their purpose. This level of consistency and discipline is what separates true leaders from those who only lead when it is convenient.